Okay, we're here in the Betsy River. It's a river that runs right into Green Lake. You can see the lake right there, one of the bays. This river has a lot of bass in it, and as you can see right over there, there's a big bridge. And we catch a lot of our fish right under that bridge. So what we're going to do is we have good old Justin Lemon. He's really good with a jig, and we're going to have him pitch and flip under that bridge for us.
Alright, so today I'm going to teach you guys how to fish a jig. First off, we'll start with the rod and reel. I have a G Loomis GL2, 6'6", medium heavy. It's pretty much a good all-around rod, pretty much good for anything. I like it for jigging. Sometimes you can use a little longer, like a 7-foot, but this one's good. I got a Bass Pro Shops Johnny Morris high-speed reel here, 7.1 to 1 gear ratio. You want the high speed when you are fishing deep water, because you got to be able to, if you feel a bite and the line slack, you got to reel down and get a lot of line in fast and set the hook. I'm using 12-pound vicious fluorocarbon, super sensitive, super strong, super abrasion resistant, and it's the only line that I use. As for bait, I have a 3/8 ounce Strike King football head jig, and as a trailer I have a 3-inch Berkeley chigger craw, and I don't know if you can see, but I trimmed the weed guard, and that increases your hookup ratio a lot more, because if it's hanging down to here, you're going to miss some fish. But if you trim it, increase your hookup ratio a ton. So that's just the basic setup for how to fish a jig. Okay, there's a couple of ways that I prefer to fish jigs. One of my favorite is fishing a jig in deep water. What I look for is, I look for discoloration in the water where you can see a drop off. Well, for example, we got buoys behind us, and that means usually people can dive off them, or it's deeper water. Also, we can see weeds. You try and fish the edge of the weed line. What I try and do is I try and line myself up so I can cast parallel with the weed line, which is behind us here. So I just cast it parallel, and then I keep my rod tip low. And if you feel a bite, you got to be able to reel quick and set the hook. If you're up here and you get a bite and you go set the hook, you got nothing and you're going to lose the fish. So it's crucial to keep your rod tip low, whatever way you prefer. Either set the hook this way or like this. There's a couple ways you can work it. You can be real patient with it and just let it sit for a while and get a few subtle, just little twitches. Sometimes, like right now, I'm in the weeds. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll go like this and I'll rip it out of the weeds like that, and when it pops up, sometimes on the way down, fish will hit it. You always got to be ready, because you're not always going to feel the bite. It's crucial that you are always paying attention, because lots of times when you're like this, you'll have a bite and you got to be able to set the hook. So that's another reason why. I mean, if you're just pulling it up like this and you got a bite, again, you can't set the hook. So just things you got to watch out for. You can hop it, you can rip it, you can just slow roll it on the bottom. Usually that works is better when it's a little sandier. It's a versatile bait, and one of my favorite ways to fish it is in deep water like we're doing now. Just jigging it here on the bottom. Oh, getting a bite, hold on. There you go. Not exactly what we're targeting, but still a fish, still on a jig in deep water, so I guess I can't complain. Okay, so we just caught a fish, and out of its mouth, we pull the crayfish. And now the thing with crayfish is, during the year they change different colors. Notice how, it's kind of hard to see, but you can see the orange on the tip right now. These subtle little changes will help you to catch fish. You want to find crayfish, figure out what they look like, and try and match the bait. See how this crayfish got orange on it? And my jig has some orange on it. They're fairly similar colors, and the jig seems to be working, so that's a crucial thing. You want to match your colors with the colors of real crayfish.